I'm Grace Nichols, and I'm going to discuss the ways that screening the film Pay It No Mind, The Life and Times of Marsha P. Johnson can be used to create social change in your community. So who was this person? This pioneering trans activist was allegedly one of the first people to push back against police during the 1969 Stonewall Uprising. Along with fellow trans woman of color Sylvia Rivera, she co-founded an organization called STAR, the Street Transvestite Action Revolutionaries, in 1970. She was a sex worker, a drag queen. She was also HIV positive, which led to further activism with ACT UP, the AIDS coalition to unleash power. So how can showing a film about her life help? In general, learning about not so well-known characters in LGBT history helps to disrupt mainstream narratives and demonstrate the ways that trans people, especially trans women of color, are left out and not given their due honoring in their role in queer liberation. To see how beautifully resilient Marsha P. Johnson lived her life can be really affirming to other trans people of color, especially young people or people living in communities without a lot of access to support or representation. The good thing about a film screening is it provides a nice safety cover for people who may not be out for safety purposes. So no matter who attends your event, it's a great opportunity to raise awareness, distribute resources, and build a base of people interested in similar social justice topics without the threat of anyone being outed. Here are some things you can talk about. Since not a lot of people know about Marsha P. Johnson, what does it mean to learn about someone living at the intersections of race, class, ability, gender, sexuality, and how does that inform our perspectives about oppression? How does it inform us about the way the world works and who is impacted disproportionately simply based on who they are? What does her importance yet absent in mainstream narratives say about power and privilege even within the queer community? In the film, she's often referred to as a saint. How can this help us draw lines to the legacies of queer people who are considered holy? The shaman, the healers, the spiritual leaders throughout culture and time. In the film, we also witness the cycles of poverty and incarceration imposed upon trans women of color. With this narrative being painfully true still today, and the average life expectancy of a trans woman of color to be only 35, the film helps us draw connections to contemporary issues, highlighting the ways that we have neglected trans women of color and the immense amount of work that we still need to do.